I'm Ryan from Ninja Transfers, and today I'm answering one of our most asked questions: how to avoid the moisture bubbles that pop up sometimes when I'm pressing my DTF transfers. So if you've ever been pressing your transfers and after you press and peel, you see these shiny little moisture spots all over where the ink is, you might be stuck there wondering what's going on. And it's a very easy fix the majority of the time. Sometimes there's a little too much moisture in the garment itself. Sometimes there's something maybe with the adhesive in the curing process, but usually when you see those pop up, it's very easy to fix them. Number one, you can go ahead and just hit it with the second press. 90% of the time, not even 99% of the time, you're gonna see that be the fix for the issue. Sometimes even a little spritz of water or wiping it down with a wet rag before that second press as well is gonna help alleviate them. So when you see those bubbles popping up when you press, you're probably sitting there wondering what happened. And that's a very valid thing to think when you see your beautiful transfer suddenly have these tiny little shiny dots all over it. So what can happen the majority of the time is more of an environmental issue than anything. It can be either too humid in the room, it could have been a humidity or moisture issue with your blanks, or even the transfers in transit. Sometimes we can see that happen where a little bit of moisture is absorbed by that adhesive. So when you are pressing, especially if it's been a large change in temperature or humidity where you're at, especially if you've been storing your transfers or if you're getting them shipped from us, especially far from one of our facilities with all of that travel, might be good to just ensure that you're keeping them in a cool, dry place where there's not a lot of temperature fluctuation. And it's also, if you see that showing up on one of your first few presses, try maybe a pre-press, try increasing your heat and your pressure a little bit to ensure that steam is fully released out. But I've talked enough about it. I think showing you the solution is going to be a lot more helpful. So it's good with that. So unfortunately here, I have had the misfortune of pressing this shirt and it came through with these little oily bubble spots that we were just talking about. So of course, my first thought right after I peel is I've got to go ahead and hit this with a second press. Now, if it's something that you're seeing often, it's good to maybe hit it with a little spritz of water, maybe wipe it down with a damp rag before hitting it with the press. And then of course, using either the silicone platen cover, parchment paper, or Teflon sheet, as long as you have some kind of protective material as well, that's going to be a big plus for you in this situation. So we've got that second press completed, and as you can see here, they are gone. So I didn't need the spritz of water. I didn't need anything crazy, just hitting it with that second press. And then of course, if they are still sticking around, then a little spritz of water, a little wipe with a damp rag before maybe a third press. You can't really press the transfers too many times. Just want to keep it, at a pretty consistent temperature, let it cool down before you hit it with another press. And right here, we're at about 350 for 15 seconds because we have this little thicker sheet here of silicone. So that's just a standard press, standard temperature, and knock the problem out right away. So that concludes this video. I hope you found this information and the demonstration helpful. Of course, if you have any other questions about this or anything related to Ninja Transfers, direct to film, anything like that, feel free to drop it in the comments or reach out to a Ninja on our website. Give us a call. We're always happy to help.